Hey Yogi, welcome back to your mat. I'm Kendall, this is Yoga Strong, and today I will guide you through an awesome stretching flow in under 30 minutes. This flow is designed to create flexibility in the body, relieve tightness in your muscles and joints, and provide you an energy boost along the way. We will fold, twist, and stretch it out in this energizing flow that will be a welcomed addition to your weekly routine. When you're ready, grab your blocks, meet me on your mat, and we'll get started. So we're going to begin in a child's pose with a tricep stretch variation. So grab your blocks, place them about 6 inches apart, and enter your child's pose. So bring your knees out wide to the outside edges of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch behind you. Slowly lower down and place one elbow at a time on the blocks. Bring your palms to the base of your neck. Option to find a prayer grip here. Rest your forehead on the mat and take a few cleansing breaths here. Enter your space, become present. Sink your hips closer to your heels. Really find that nice stretch along your triceps. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. One more inhale. Exhale out your air. Now lengthen your arms and gently release your blocks to the side. Come back to your child's pose and bring your hands to the right side of the mat and plant your right palm beside your right knee, really using your palm as leverage to stretch along that left shoulder and left arm. Really getting a nice juicy stretch along the side body here. Option to gaze left. Maybe tent your left fingertips to give you a little bit more lift and a deeper stretch. Back to center and bring your palms to the left. Plant your left palm this time. Tent your right fingertips. Option to gaze up. Finding that nice stretch on the right side body. Back to center. Press up to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Let's find a few rounds of cat-cow here. Drop your belly, lift your chin up. Find that arch in your back. Exhale, cat pose. Tuck your chin into your chest. Round your spine. And take a few rounds of cat-cow here. Option to include any variations that feel good in your body, maybe pressing your hips towards your heels, getting a nice wrist stretch by flipping your palms. One more round. And when you're ready, find a neutral spine, tabletop position. Plant your left palm, lift your right arm up. Open through your chest, stack your shoulders. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right shoulder to the mat. Bring your left arm overhead and rest your right cheek on the mat. Option to find a wrap here. Lift your left arm and reach your palm behind your back, grabbing for your right hip crease. If you want an added challenge, option to extend your left leg long, getting that nice stretch through the thigh, the hip, and the groin area. Feeling your chest open. And slowly plant your palm. Release, bring your left knee to meet your right, and we'll repeat on the left side. Lift your left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Left shoulder comes to the mat. Extend your right arm long. Option to take that wrap variation. Extending your right leg long this time, getting that stretch through the right leg. Peeling your chest up towards the sky. Slowly release. Back to tabletop position. Find a cat-cow to neutralize your spine. And when you're ready, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, find your downward facing dog. First down dog of day, or at least of class. Press your torso towards your thighs, lift up high on your tippy toes, bend your knees, lift your hips, and slowly release your heels to the mat. Maybe bend and straighten your legs, walk your dog. Get some nice movement through the joints. Inhale, lift up high on your toes, pressing into the ball mounds of your feet. Exhale, shift your heels to the right. I like to lift my toes up here because it gives you that great stretch through your IT band. Back to center, heels to the left. Back to center, and slowly release your heels to the mat. Now walk your hands back towards your feet. We'll find a down dog with a twist. Bring your right palm to your left ankle and pull your chest through. Gazing up under your left armpit if that is doable for you. Really using that grip to leverage the stretch and the twist. Slowly release and repeat on the other side. And slowly release. Tiptoe your feet towards your hands slowly and mindfully. And step your feet hip width distance. We'll find a ragdoll pose. So place a gentle bend in your knees. Remember, this posture is all about decompression of the spine rather than stretching your hamstrings. We'll get into that later. Sway side to side. Allow your head and neck to hang heavy. Imagine your arms are like weights overhead, pulling your torso down to the mat and closer to your legs. Release your left palm to the mat. Reach your right arm up overhead. Find that wrap again. Straighten through your right leg. A generous bend in your left knee and twist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Exhale, find that wrap. Lengthening and extending through your left leg. Your right knee is bent generously here. Inhale, reach your arm up. Exhale, release. Now, find your chest expansion grip. So bring your palms to your lower back, interlace all 10 fingers. Bring your palms together to touch, bend your knees a lot, and extend your arms over your head, finding that really deep stretch through our shoulders, opening of the shoulder joints. Slowly release your arms, toe heel your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins. Gaze down towards the top edge of your mat. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, forward fold, torso to your thighs, chin tucks into chest. Inhale, mountain pose, root to rise. Lift your arms up overhead, spiral your pinkies inward. Root down through all four corners of your feet. Draw your tailbone down. Snap your belly button in. Exhale, half moon to the left. Drop your right arm to your side. Reach your left arm up and over and gaze up. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, half moon on the right. Reach up and over to the left. Gaze up. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cactus your arms. Lift your chest up and back. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive down to your mat. Forward fold. Step towards the front of your mat, or at least a little bit closer to the top if you were in the middle of your mat like I was. We'll move into a warrior series. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step your left foot back, find runner's lunge, and surf it out here. Get some nice movement through your lunge. Maybe extend through your right leg, flex your toes towards your face. Whatever feels good here, just getting that blood flowing, good movement through our joints. And when you're ready, plant your left palm, option to use your block here if you need a little bit of lift. And find a low lunge twist. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Press into the ball mound of your back foot. Spiral your torso open and lift your chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, find that wrap. Use that connection between your right palm and your left hip to open your right shoulder back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly release. Spiral your left heel down to the mat. Inhale, warrior one. Lift your arms up overhead. Stack your right knee over your right ankle. Spiral your inner thighs down. Draw your left tailbone towards your left heel. Square your hips forward. Hold and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, open to warrior two. Stack your right knee over your right ankle. Gaze out over your right middle finger. Root down through the outside edge of your left foot. Spiraling your inner thigh down. Drawing your right kneecap towards the pinky side edge of your right foot. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12 o'clock. Concentrate on lifting up more than lifting down towards the mat. Always an option to use the block here to support you in this posture. And let's find a wrap. Grab for wherever is accessible. I like to grab for my right inner thigh and open my left shoulder and gaze up. Release the bind. Slowly rise to warrior two. Cartwheel your arms down to the mat. Left foot meets your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit your hips back and low. Gaze down. Make sure you can see all 10 toes in front of your knee. Exhale, drinking bird. Sweep your arms back. Press up onto the ball mounds of your feet, your tippy toes. Draw your palms in towards one another to engage your arms. Inhale, chair pose, release your heels. Exhale, forward fold. Nice release. We'll repeat that on the left side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your right foot back into runner's lunge. And surf it out just like you did on the other side. Whatever movements feel good in your body, just getting that blood flowing, getting some good movement through our joints. And when you're ready, plant your right palm, peel your chest open, lift your left arm up to the sky, low lunge twist. Find that bind. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slowly release. Spiral your right heel down to the mat. Inhale, warrior one. Stack your left knee over your left ankle. Spiral your pinkies in, shoulders away from ears. Belly button snaps into your spine. Exhale, warrior two for transition. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach your arms in opposite direction and find that bind. Peel your chest open towards the ceiling, really engaging our obliques here. Slowly release. Inhale, warrior two with control. Exhale, cartwheel your arms down to the mat. Right foot meets your left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. We've been here before. Exhale, drinking bird. Press up to the ball mounds of your feet. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back. First high plank of class. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Find that nice stretch through the front line of your body. Gaze over your left shoulder. Back to center. Gaze right. Back to center. Exhale. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Lift your right leg high, 3-limb dog, flexing all 5 toes down to the mat. Point your toe and draw your right heel towards your left glute. For scorpion dog, finding that deep stretch along the quadricep of your right leg. Take a few hip circles in both directions. Inhale, 3-limb dog. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Lightly step your foot between your hand. Find warrior one. We've been here before. Bring your palms to heart center. Lengthen and extend through your right leg, preparing for pyramid pose. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, slowly hinge forward at your hips, keeping your hips square and your spine long. Option to keep your palms at heart center or release your hands down to the mat, maybe tenting your fingertips like so. or a great place to use your blocks to elevate the mat. Maybe you shorten your stance to ensure that your hips are square and that your spine is long. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold into the stretch, keeping a nice long spine here. One more inhale. Exhale, fold. Release your blocks. Moving into standing splits. Launch off your right foot. Lift your left leg up behind you. Continue to keep your hips square to the mat. So rather than being open like this, square your hip bones down towards the mat. Flex all 5 toes of your left foot downward. Inhale, find length. Exhale, deepen into the fold. Tricky transition here, moving into half moon. So think before you act. Plant your right palm about a foot in front of your right foot. Lift your left arm up towards the sky. And either point or flex your left foot, but keep it active. Really rooting down firmly into all four corners of our standing leg here. And for an added challenge, option to take Chopasana by grabbing for the top of your left foot, giving us that deep stretch along the left quadricep. Slowly release back to half moon. Transitioning into warrior 2 here. So with grace and control, deeply bend your right knee. Release your left foot to the mat. Maybe need to adjust your stance here. Open your arms to a T. Stack your right knee over your right ankle. We've been here before. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out, arms up. Exhale, horse pose, palms to heart center. Find a deep bend in your knees. And stack your knees over your ankles. Draw your tailbone down and hold. Bring your palms to your inner thighs. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, twist to the left. Dip your left shoulder down. Gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. One more. Exhale, twist. Inhale, palms back to center and sink your hips a little bit lower. Inhale, star pose. Now, bring your outside edges of your feet parallel to the outside edges of your mat. Bring your arms to a T. Inhale, flip your palms, lift your chest up. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, hinge down towards the mat. Keep your spine long here. And grab for wherever is accessible. Maybe it's your ankles, maybe your calves. Tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Shift your weight forward into the ball mounds of your feet. Bring your arms to a T. Lift your chest. Exhale, right palm lowers to the floor. Left arm lifts up. And find your wrap. Slowly release. Back to center. Left palm lowers. Right palm lifts. and find your wrap. Bring your hands to your hips. Slowly rise to a stand. Warrior 2 once again. And reverse your triangle. Right leg lengthens and right arm lifts up and over. Cartwheel your arms down to the mat. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll move through that sequence on the left side. Lift your leg. Flex all 5 toes of your left foot down to the mat for 3-limb dog. Now point your toes, open your hip, and draw your left heel towards your right glute. Take those hip circles you took on the other side. Make sure to reverse your circles. Inhale back to 3-limb dog. Exhale, low lunge. Gently step your foot between your palms. Spiral your back heel down to the mat. Lift your arms overhead for warrior 1. Palms to heart center. Lengthen your left leg, preparing for pyramid pose. Slowly hinge forward at your hips. Keeping that length through our spine. Option to bring your fingertips down to the mat, or use your blocks if you did so on the other side. Maybe you adjust your stance, bringing your left foot back slightly. Really focusing here on square hips, long spine, and length through the left leg. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold inward. One more inhale. Exhale, fold. Release your blocks, moving into our standing splits. So launch off your left leg. Right leg lifts up and back. Squaring your hips down to the mat. So rather than being open, you want to close off those hips. Flex all 5 toes of your right foot down to the mat, and that will really help you be mindful of keeping your hips square. Now, tricky transition here, moving into our half moon pose on the left. Plant your left palm. Slowly and mindfully lift your right arm up towards the sky. Point or flex your right foot, but just make sure that it's active. And if you took the challenge on the other side, option for Chopasana. Whoop. By grabbing for the top of your right foot with your right palm. Slowly release without slingshotting your leg. And gracefully move into warrior 2. Adjusting your stance if needed, as I needed to. Stack your left knee over your left ankle. Moving into our star pose. Heels in, toes out, arms up. Now this time, bring your palms behind your back. Find your chest expansion grip as we bend our knees and squat into our horse pose. Finding that nice chest expansion as we're strengthening through our legs here. Inhale, straighten your legs. Bring the outside edges of your feet parallel to the outside edges of your mat. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, wide leg forward fold with chest expansion grip. Maybe bend one leg and the other, getting some movement here. If you're keeping your chest expansion grip, just make sure that your palms are pressing in towards each other rather than being open. You want to keep this grip very controlled and safe for your shoulders. When you're ready, with a gentle bend in your knees, slowly rise back to a standing position. Exhale, warrior two is our release. Inhale, reverse triangle. Left arm reaches up and over. Lengthen and extend through your left leg. Exhale, cartwheel your arms down to the mat. Left foot meets your right. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward and tiptoe your feet to meet your hands. Squat and curl. Bend your knees a lot. Set your hips to your heels. Tuck your chin into your chest and bring your forehead to your knees. Slowly lower your seat to the mat and we'll stretch it out. So let's start with double pigeon. So your left leg will be the base here. So bring your left shin parallel to the top edge of the mat and stack your right shin on top of your left shin like they're fire logs. And you should instantly feel that really deep stretch through both of your hip flexors. Always a great place to use the block if there is a really big gap between your right knee and your left ankle. You can place a block in between there if the stretch is a little bit too much. But otherwise, breathe through the stretch. I like to place a little leverage on the top of my right knee and gently push it down. And if you have the ability to lengthen forward, crawl your fingertips forward and round into the stretch. Slowly walk your hands back and we'll find half Lord of the Fishes. So keep your left leg as it is and plant the sole of your right foot beside your left kneecap. Now lift your left arm up to frame your ear. Bring your right arm behind you and bring your left elbow to the outside edge of your right knee and use that connection as leverage to stretch open. And if it's accessible to you, draw your chin towards your right shoulder. And counter stretch. Bring your palms over to the left and gaze left. And we'll do that on the other side. So this time your right shin is the foundation. Parallel your right shin to the top of your mat and stack your left shin over your right shin like fire logs. I always think of that. And I don't think I mentioned it on the other side, but we want to make sure that our feet are flexed here. This helps protect our knee joints. Again, if there's a lot of space between your knee and your ankle, or if this stretch is a little bit too much for you, grab your block and just place your block between your knee and your ankle. Otherwise, option to find that leverage between your palm and your knee to deepen the stretch. And then if you did so on the other side, crawl your fingertips forward, melting your chest towards your shin and bringing your forehead closer to the mat. Slowly bring your palms back towards your shins, and we will find half Lord of the Fishes on the other side. So this time, plant the sole of your left foot beside your right knee. Bring your left palms behind you. Lift your right arm up to frame your ear and twist. Tucking your chin towards your left shoulder. And then counter posture, bringing both palms and twisting towards the right. All right, now moving into fixed firm here. So come to the center of your mat, bring your knees together to touch and open your heels out wide to the outside edges of your mat. Option to use your block here, and please do if your hips do not meet the mat. And the most important part of this posture of fixed firm is the compression between your inner thighs and your knees. So if you have to open up your knees in order to sit between your heels, then you definitely want to use your block here. You're still getting all the benefits of the posture, because when you're sitting on your block, you can really focus on pressing your knees together and spiraling your inner thighs down. But if you are able to sit between your heels without any knee pain, we'll take a few rounds of breath here. And always an option to slowly lower onto your forearms. Wherever you are, I just can't stress enough the importance of the inner thigh and knee compression in this posture. And slowly release. And maybe extend one leg at a time, releasing that tourniquet effect we had on our knee joints there. And come to standing on your knees. Your knees are about hip width distance here. We'll take a camel pose, Ustrasana. Bring your palms to your lower back, all 10 fingers pointing down. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, slowly press your hips forward. Lift your chin and your chest up and back. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. And if it's accessible to you, reach for your heels with your hands and gaze back. Slowly rise. And take a seat on your heels, palms face down to ground. Palms face up if you're looking for a boost in energy. Sit your hips to one side and bring your right leg out straight and the sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh. We'll find a separate leg seated forward fold. Lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly fold forward, hinging at your hips, grabbing for wherever is accessible here. Always an option to use your block if you have a lot of flexibility to give yourself even more leverage to deepen the stretch. Slowly rise and extend your left leg long. Sole of your right foot comes to your left inner thigh. Inhale, lift arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Slowly release. Bring the soles of your feet together, your knees open wide, and fold into your butterfly stretch here. Tuck your chin into your chest. Always an option to extend your palms forward. Slowly release. Extend your legs forward. Scoot your hips towards your heels and go ahead and lie down onto your back. Find a happy baby here. Grab for the inner arches of your feet. Press your hips down towards the mat so your tailbone is connected to the mat here. And draw your knees towards your elbows. Really finding that hip and groin stretch here. You can straighten one leg, straighten the other. But most important part of this posture is that your hips are sealed into the mat. We don't want to be lifted. Bring your knees into heart center. Give yourself a squeeze. And we'll take a supine twist here. So draw your right knee into your right rib cage. Really up and around your rib cage. And then draw your knee across your body, finding that twist. Right arm is long. Your hips are stacked and both of your shoulders are pressing into the mat. Inhale back to center. Give yourself a squeeze to neutralize your spine. Right leg long, left knee hugs up and around your left rib cage. And draw your knee across your body for supine twist. Stacking your hip joints, pressing both shoulders into the mat. Gaze left. Bring your knees back into heart center. Give yourself a squeeze. Tuck your chin into your chest. Draw your forehead towards your knees. One more inhale. Exhale, final Shavasana. Take up space. Extend your arms and legs long. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Amazing job, yogis. You did it. Enjoy your final resting posture. And as always, stay in your Shavasana as long as you have time for. But if you're ready to move on with your day, hug your knees into your chest and rock up to your seat. Find your easy seated position, Sukhasana. Palms rest on your thighs. Always an honor to guide you through your yoga practice, my friends. This was an energizing stretching flow in under 30 minutes. A lot of forward folds, a lot of stretching, a lot of twisting, and a wonderful class to incorporate into your weekly schedule to give you that nice stretch and to release any tightness in your joints and your hips, as well as give you a boost of energy along the way. My name is Kendall. This is Yoga Strong, where form meets fitness. And for more content like this, visit yogastrongbyKendall.com. Thanks, yogis. We'll see you here next time.